Hi guys, welcome to POI4Build. Today's tema is front panel connectors. Those two, if you can read it, JFP1, JFP2, and those connectors connect to the switches and the LEDs on the front panel. The actual pins that we have over here on that part, on the left hand side you will see power button and reset button, and those are all of them that are actually coming from the front panel of the half XB Evo case. And we will start with the HDD the LED for a hard disk drive, and that should occupy the position 1 and 3. They are listed on the left hand side as from 1 to 9, and the upper side from 2, like you can see in the book, from 2 to 10. The 10 pin is empty, doesn't need the connection on 10 pin, but HD LED plus and minus, plus on the left hand side, minus on the right hand side. Then after reset switch 5, and we can populate already the upper 2 and 4 that are behind the HD LED, and they said that the power LED plus goes on the pin 2, power LED plus, and on 4 the power LED minus. Actually, we have too much of the light. Okay. Today I'm also like very pleased that we are making the build during the day. The daylight is always a good thing. Then HD 2 and 4. Then after the reset switch on 5 and power switch on 6. Reset switch 5 till 7. We are going to install on 5 and 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. The odd number are near to you. The even number are behind. Now, power switch. Power switch behind. That's it. And reserved is the 9 and 10 no pin. That is a reserved pin. Okay. Then the JFP2, 1 and 3 speaker and buzzer, 2 and 4 buzzer and speaker in plus sign. 1 and 2, that means in this direction. 1, and behind these 2, the speaker, and then after the buzzer, the The actual position, it's over here. And now there are just 4 pins. That means it goes on the left hand side with 1 till the 4. When you have 2 rows, then the first row are odd number, behind are even number. When you have just 1 line, then on the left hand side we start to count the numbers. In this case, just 4. That means, okay, speaker, speaker. I have it in the box. It's not actually that important, but we can install it just for our showcase purpose. Speaker 1 and 4 is actually installed. The buzzer plus and minus, that effect we are becoming with the speaker 1 and 4 are the relevant one. The 1 is the negative sign, negative current, and plus sign the positive, and it should go on the position 1 and 4. That means all of them, plus something like that. Speaker, that's it. Now just play around, so we can left here. Now the CPU power 1, ATX power 1 power connection, we already installed them over there. Over there is the CPU. We will turn that all the way around. The CPU power. You remember from the video from yesterday, we start to do a cable management. We are starting to tie the thing together to look nice and easy. Stripes from EVEGA, power supply 1600 G2 series, have those in the package inside. And like you can see, I already set the proper distance between the hot swappers and the power supply. Just remember that at least 8 millimeters or so is the gap between them. We lose that problem with those screws that normally goes on the fence, but because they provide a lot of them, we can reuse them for that purpose. You screw actually the whole power supply with those 4 screws, and those for the distance from the case to the actual holder, and in that way is fixed. Of course, all other, let's say, normal power supply wouldn't require that gap between them. We can just tight a little bit more at the left hand side to see how much we can go further. Just like 6-7 millimeters. Same on the bottom. We can go even further, but I don't want to actually broke any cable that is inside. They are just perfectly till the membrane over here, and You can see it by yourself. It's a tight match, but it's a match. Anyway, let's rub the cables to finish also the power. We can do it in that way, or yeah. They are tied together. Something like that. On the left hand side. Now, those two, like I said, we leave them here, but I will tie them up in the moment when we actually install the radiator, and we'll do that right now. We'll use the actual pump power from the head of the Hydro series and install them right away. The fan 2, I want always to know which one is on the left hand side and on the right hand side. The left hand side and right hand side have those cables on the left hand side, both of them, bottom left hand side, and they will make that necessary negative pressure to pull the air outside from the radiator. Actually, extrapolating the heat from the radiator, and those one will push the air. We have one push-pull combination. If we achieve 1 degree from that combination, it will be great. If not, the radiator will remain in any way more clean without any dust. After 1 year, we make a video one more time, and we will see if that is actually right. Now that one goes like that. Those two plastics on the left hand side, between first pin and the third one, you have those two plastics that guide you. And now the cables for the graphic cards are here. The actual ZOTAC, they arrived today for the second build. For the first build, we will use those two that are exposed. And just one more check for the cable. Yes, if you are also interested in the actual M.2.2, how you call it, I don't know. But anyway, the SSD, all the stripes for the RGB, we will do it if you comment in the live chat. If not. But first things first, just to mention it. Those one, remember, we installed already in the first build. The SSD, the M.2, and the M2 slots that are actually used from the M2 versions, that are actually tighten the base screw into the hole of the desired M2 slot, but that also means that we occupy the PCI Express that is nearby. The the actual SSD from the U.2 version, that is actually the NVMe U.2 interface connector, that actually use your PCI 3.0 for multiply for 4. That means that the connector that actually is used for those tidy ones, and the other ones that are much bigger, like it looks like every other SSD, but have those connectors that go in that special port that is here. Input 2 connector, it's over here. You will identify, it says Turbo U.2. I can turn the case around that you actually see it. Here where we install the speaker, immediately close to the speaker, or close to those two SATA cables or doors SATA. We have used the SATA 1 and 2, one for the hot swap, one for the hot swap, and the other we use for the fixed drive. The M.2 shield is on the M.2 version of SSD, and additional Turbo U.2, it will use this. It will use this PCI slot. Just remember that that one is actually using the point the PCI 2. The PCI 3 will use the U.2 port. Anyway, check your manual instruction, which one of the PCI Express are actually used from those solid state drives, because then when you install the graphic cards, you can't actually use it. Those that have both the SLI Plus, they know already from the reinforcement that those two are available for the graphic card, and also that one is available for the graphic card. Pay attention that those ones with the reinforcement are the PCI Express for 16 as a speed, like sort of speaking, and that one is 8. That one is 8, and those ones are 4, and they're all 3.0 in the version. Then HD audio and AC 97. Let's see if we can remain with those here. CPU further. CPU side, we remain on that side. Okay. Now that one is for the additional for the national M.2 version of SSD. Just pay attention also on the speed on the PCI Express that actually is used. Now, just let me double check the manual instruction, what it says. CPU is already done. The power, the big power for the motherboard is already done. Virtual RAID on CPU. This connector allows you to connect the virtual RAID on CPU key module. You need to enable the VROC function with Intel RSTA, Intel Rapid Storage Technology Enterprise Driver. If you have some comments on that, I can actually explain how it works, but I will not do it in this build. Then after USB 3.1, the generation 2 Type-C connector. The Type-C is the looks something like that. Is the it's really small. You can see it immediately here on the back end. Is that one, and you notice the difference between those USB 3.0 and 3.1. The rounded, a little bit smaller, is Type C, and Type A is the normal one. Yeah, that one is for virtual reality. It's ready. It says also on the mask cover, we are ready, and 3.0 normal USBs, BIOS, flashback, and 2 buttons, clear, CMOS, and BIOS flashback. When you're doing a lot of overclocking and so on, you can actually use those buttons and the one provided on the motherboard. Over here, the power and the reset button. The LED indication is over here on the edge. It will indicate you if you have some errors. Read manually, you know which arrow point you to the possible solution. Anyway, the virtual reality ID, the virtual RAID, the virtual RAID could be installed over here, and USB jumper 1, we use it for the water cooling head. It actually control the pump, the whole system, and provide the power. What else? Yeah, just return back to AC 97 and the HD audio. I suppose already where they are going on J out 1, but let me check what the instruction says. Jumper USB 5 for T, C type, additional one, blah blah, 3.1, and now the powers. System fan, and so on. All possible system fans. We already connect them. We connect our we already connect our external fans directly to the power supply. We can actually opt to install them on those pins to have better management for the fans rotation. But just let me check the format of the pins. the 3 version, and here the 4. We'll use it for more funds if we need them actually. The PVD mode. Definitely I will not use it. It will produce much more noise that are actually used in the normal mode, because the temperature that it's measured over here inside, it's not the same like outside, because this mask is directly on the opening side, and could be not the same thing. I prefer to have control of the fans when they are installed, something like that. Inside, those ones are already already controlled by that one that we install from the Corsair head water system, and those combinations that are inside are actually for the motherboard control. All that are installed like separately from the case, from the provider, like Coolmaster, let's say that they should, if not used inside, they should remain separately. But leave a comment if you think differently. Front audio connector, D2 till 10, 2 rows, 1 to 9, the bottom side. And like I said, G out is over here. That is actually the right pin. And now HD or the AC 97. As far as I know, my speakers are AC 97, and I will just install it. Something like that. Those cables could be easily be hidden in the case. You see, you have a little gap over here behind, and it's actually a perfect spot for them. Then after, leave me in the comment if you think that we should tie them or not. Anyway, they are here. Then after, chassis instruction connection. This connector allows you to connect the chassis intrusion switch cable. The chassis intrusion switch cable trigger the chassis intrusion event, normal default. That switch over here, that is behind the speaker. Yes, no. Using chassis instruction detector, connect the JC1 connector to the chassis instruction switch sensor on the chassis. Choose the chassis cover, go to BIOS security, setting security chassis instruction configuration, set chassis instruction to enable. Press F10 to save and exit, and then press the enter key to select yes. Once the chassis cover is opened again, a warning message will be displayed on screen when the computer is turned on. Resetting the chassis instruction, BIOS setting security chassis instruction configuration, set chassis instruction to reset. Press F10 to save and exit, and then press the enter key to select yes. Write in the comment if you want to hear something about the chassis, what is used for. TMP module connector. TMP is a is a trusted platform model. This connector is for TMP, and it should be over here. Yeah, JTMP1. And please refer to the security platform menu. All those security stuff, I don't know if you are interested in. Rested in the BIOS is one thing that you will use if you are overclocking the JBAT or JBAT1. Clear CMOS, the Rested BIOS jumper. There is a CMOS memory on board that is external powered from the battery located on the motherboard to save system configuration data. If you want to clear the system configuration, set the jumpers to clean the CMOS memory. The CMOS memory could be rested here and the power on off here. Those two that are so close to the board. You see now? Yeah, those two. They are so close to the edge of the board. That's why you are not seeing. I can actually put the camera over here if you want. It could make sense, but I think already is clear the position. Multi-BIOS switch, 2 bars, and so on. That will be nice. The RGB LED connectors, the JLED1 and power reset button, also power and rest of the system. I already show you, but those the RGB LED connectors are actually positioned here, and yeah, the JLED1, those they are really close to the ADU pins. They are the next ones, and I'll show you something like that. You see the next ones, and with those stripes you can actually play with your case, and if you like it, to see a rainbow effect on in your case. But I will leave that part to you. We have some additional AZ LED on this right hand side. One little display. That display indicates with the numbers what actually is going wrong on the right. The CPO indicates CPU is not detector or fail. DRAM indicates DRAM is not detector or fail. Your memory, your dynamic random access memory. The VGA indicates GPU is not detector or fail. Booting is the booting device is not detector or fail. All on the display. The PCI 16-speed slot LED. There are red ones, LED color. They will shine with the red color. Nice. The PCI, they actually put the lens to indicate you which speed each of them is actually using. And for the 16 in the speed mode, the PCI E1, E2, interesting. E1, E3, E4, and E6. The long ones are 1, 2, 3, 4, are actually the 16 speed. And those ones actually you can't use it, the number in that matter, number 3, the small little one is number 2. The third one, you actually can't use it because SSD is already using the POI2 version. Then after the third one is out, 1 and 4 are usable with 16. The additional SSD will burn down this PCI. That means you will have here the possibility to use one more graphic card. Now the white ones with the white color, when we turn that on, will be respectively the 8, the 4, and 1 mode. We can already call them like speed modes for 8, for 4, and for 1. Those are the white ones and the short ones, 2 and 5. 2, the short one, 2 and 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 2 and 5 are the short one. They are actually PCI 8. And then after they will say this is the 8, this is the 4, and so on. But nevertheless, they couldn't exceed the 8 of the speed of the mode. Dim LEDs. These LEDs indicate the memory models are installed. They are actually positioned on the head of the DRAM models over here. They will shine on the top side over here. They will shine over here. And the XMP LED, the extreme memory profile, if you have one, the extreme memory profile will shine when the mode is enabled on the bottom side, on the right-hand side rows of the DRAM models. Oh, I'm really excited to see that all glory and shining stuff. And now, all of codes, please read that part yourself, because what they are actually meaning. 32, the CPU post memory initialization, cache initialization, and so on. You should know what is cache, then to have one idea what is actually initialized, and so on. But I think when you are doing the build, you have a broad idea what is all about it. Then this is very nice, the barcode LED. They are actually explaining which letter that appear. They are hexadecimal. They are starting from numbers 1 to 9, then A, B, C, D, E, F. And each combination, like example, 0A or 0I, let's say 0I, microcode not found, whatever. Pre-memory CPU initialized or initialization is started, that is 11. And for example, something interesting, cache initialization 0B, and so on. 2C, memory initialization, memory presence detection, and so on. Actually, really good that it actually tracks itself what the system is trying to do, successfully or not doesn't matter, but you have a code to find out for yourself what is actually going on. And then after updating LED firmware, how to do it, MSI Lab update 6 and so on, the BIOS setup, all the things that we are doing then after. Now let's screw the radiator, because we are actually finished with all the cables, all set. Those two we can actually tie it up. Finally they are finished. We finished the cable management. Yeah, they are perfectly here. We can tie one more here if we want, but doesn't need, because they are already like grouped together here, or a little bit to appear a little bit nicer. Something like that. So the extra part I can cut it out, that I have here. The scissor. So, yeah. Oh, now we'll actually use the final touches, the final screws. Now already perfect inside. That middle tire, it's really one blast to have, because all the cables are actually nice separated from the motherboard. Also that one I will tidy it up, because we finished with it on the corner, something like that, nicely disappeared from the motherboard, and also tied it up. Something like that. Over here. But nice word, the cable management. Actually screwing and making the cables right. Cable man. Today everything is about management. Something like that. Also one more here. Of course, you will do it just if you are a perfectionist. If not, leave it how it is. It will be just fine. Actually, yeah, it's already perfect. It's already under the cover, under the scene. And now the last cut over here. Now that one is here. It's really nice. And can you imagine now, with the last touches, we have all things separated and nice and easily installed on the cable management side. Now the last thing is on the way. We can actually put a little bit under that cable, but it already sits perfectly. No, that one. Go right here. He's actually holding the radiator also. It's perfect. Like that. The last two pins. Ta -ta -ta -ta. Ta -ta 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 -ta. So. I don't like this one. We should use a little bit longer. Yes, those are perfect. You have screws that are actually half of the millimeter bigger. They look like if they are the same, but you will recognize them. You will recognize them immediately. The spans, just the length of the screw is a little bit shorter. We'll use those that are a little bit longer. Those ones are perfect and really sealed the radiator. And the last one. The last one, it's somehow it's somehow in the case, because we actually do the build 3 times step by step, that you actually can see all the necessary parts, and one of them is actually inside. You see that it's really nice and easy to manage with that case. Turn it up upside down, like no problem. Have those foods on the bottom. Do you hear the sound? That is the right one that I'm trying to find. It's over here. Yep, find it. How many cases could work upside down and have no problems with it on the box? It's really perfect. Now, those Yeah, it should be enough for them. The case is really nice. The EVEGA sit perfectly over here. Like, just that you see that will inflate in the case those microfilters that are easy to wash. And now jump around. The first GeForce 1080 Ti. We'll start from the second position to avoid to have our hands and to avoid the time blocking you're doing. I will start with the second one. Yeah, it's set perfectly. Then you hear that click sound. We'll screw the VGA inside the VGA 2 cable. I separately on purpose something like I separate them on purpose in the middle for cable management. That actually the cable should stick in the case, and then completely what is accessory or exceed in the length from those VGA cables, they should completely stay out of the way and for most all disappear from the scene. The VGA have those two cables, two cable parts, from which one is separate in two sections, like small pins, 1 and 2 on the, or actually 1, 3, 5, 7, and 2, 4, 6, 8. 7 and 8 are the last one. They are going to stick together. You have just one small plastic indication that will tie when you just tie it with the hands. You will see that it will go in the case, like for the power, VGA, RGB, and the power in the graphic card, but together. You can try to install separate, but that plastic actually is perfectly matched and is perfectly in the position when it's tied together. Then jump that inside. I will do it one more time. It's a little bit sticky handies, but you will see for yourself that it's not that problematic, or it's a little bit hard to install it on one go, but you can do it. Something like that. Did you see the actual position? Something like that. Yeah. And then the second one goes here. The 4 pin of them over here and the one over here. The card is tied. Screw one more for the final position, and that's it. The second card, in same manner, try to avoid electrostatics. I have. You have if you have those tables that are going up and down, you have already the legs that are metallic or radiator on the side. You can then deliver to the ground all the static electricity, manage the cards inside. At least try to not burn the cards before the usage, just and after. I'm kidding. Uh, so. Ta -ta 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 -ta. Oops. That one is lost, but we'll recuperate with those ones. They are really nice because they are magnetic, and you can actually, first of all, put them on the magnetic head and then trying to screen. So I'm really glad if you enjoyed the build. We are on the final touches. And we will proceed with the other chipset, the Intel Z370 and the i7 8700K. We'll try to overclock it, and that processor you see over there on the with the number 1. SLI, just to remember. And that chip, the i7 8700K, will go with the motherboard from MSI with Intel chipset Z370. Both motherboards are in SLI plus mode made, and we will use also the SLI on the graphic cards. Because we need also to gain something on those machines, not just work. It's nice. We'll see how you can do one web page on the Azure, then how to do testing, automation, how to do the video editing if you are creating some interesting content. Share the knowledge, be kind, and everything will be fine. So I don't want that the cable is on the way from the fence. They are just sitting perfectly. I just love it. They are just nice. It's really amazing. And then those plastics, actually, because I decided to use here negative pressure, I'll also protection for my cables. They don't allow that the cable actually goes in. That is really perfect. Really, really nice. That one, that one, it's part of the external fan number 2, and it goes with all the rest of its friends here in that management part. something like that. No. Yes. Oh, okay. It's okay. Now you are tight. That part we could off-skin mask it here. Those one also here. We can tie them like that on the bottom, and those three like separate from the memory, and just put a little bit of pressure to have them in line, because we already tied them here. Just nice and easy, one line, those here, those on the bottom. Now let's actually turn it on and see what happens. So live. It will be really nice if it works directly on the first run. Now, which side is better? This one is okay. Now, the cable, that one, it's really a monster. I'll leave it to 0. Now, here, we'll see also how much actually it consumes from the energy point of view. And let's rock. So it's really nice. From now, it's summing the 120 watts, and we'll see on the run how much it takes. I see already that everything is perfect. the the RGB make already its slideshow. 120 is still the case. 121, 120, 100. It will oscillate in that range till 180, 89, 200, and then in a full power usage over 200, 240. But it will hopefully stay in that range. We'll see together. Now that you see better, actually, the RGB what's going on here, it's one rainbow. It's really nice. I'm really pleased with the results. Actually amazing. Now you can imagine it with the stripes, LED stripes. It is just perfect. External fans, internal fans. The RGB is going. I will prepare the I will prepare the monitor on the back end that you see here on the back, the ultra high definition 4K, the UA 590 from Samsung, and then we'll see that glory and shining in real usage. Nice to